Hey everyone, Kane here, and in this one we are gonna talk about skeletons, tankiness, and stuff like that. So, recently I've made my skeletons 98 and 99 resistances, and I suppose there were quite a few people saying that going for resistances is completely nonsense, and I don't know what I'm talking about. So, we're gonna check some stuff and fights as well, and what people are able to do in terms of stall sides. So, first, of course, I have to show you my covenant, how friggin' overpowered it looks like, so people would understand what they may want to have. So, as I said in the new video, you have to have at least 2 or 3 physical damage taken reductions, as well as like 2 or 3 reduce magic damage taken reductions. Anything above those 3 would get reduced from 20% to like 8%. So instead, you want to have reduced damage taken additionally, so that like 20% gets reduced to 7%, but still you get 7 on, say, magic damage taken and 7 on physical resistance regardless. So it's still a decent amount of resistances provided. So I have these 3 right here, and I just made this piece from 0, no purifies. A lot of people got tilted when I showed them this piece because it's pretty friggin' good in my opinion. Then I have another piece, increase evade chance and 3 reduced damage takens. Then I have reduced magic damage taken, 2 reduced damage takens, and 1 healing efficacy. And the last piece still requires some work because I do have 2 good magic damage taken reductions. Physical, which is like almost the lowest. I want at least 2 physical damage taken reductions. So either a 2 on this piece and hopefully closer to like 20%, or an additional one right here. I'm not sure. Still gonna work on some resets because as well I will be locking these 2 right here and trying to get reduced damage taken a little bit higher eventually when I have like enough purifies and whatever. But that is how you realize that my skeletons actually have incredible tanky stats. Oh, also, I forgot to show the values. So, with those amount of values, I get reduced physical damage taken 34% because the second one is pretty low. With I think 3 or 4 reduced magic damage takens, which would go above 90%, I have 64. So as you can see, if you have more than 4, it gets severely reduced. So if you have 3 and you have above like 60% or so, it would still be above 50%. And after 50%, it gets like severe reductions and stuff like that. And reduced damage taken 70%. I do believe I have like 100, close to 110, 115, 120, something like that. So it's a pretty huge reduction, but still provides 2 resistances, both physical and magical. So yeah, again, do keep that in mind. Incredible tankiness. So it's I think this is the first time I actually reached 4,200 with more than half a month left in Dual Tower, which means at the very end of this Dual Tower, likely I will be pretty close to 4,500. I think I am kind of thinking like 4,450. I'm not sure if I will manage to reach 4,500, but I will likely try the last day and spam it non-stop. So who knows? We're going to see. So the front line. So I faced quite a lot of people. Majority of them were 17 to 19 million cores. Some of those people just demolished me. A couple of others fights, I was against similar core. I had a draw even because burst versus burst, the person did manage to kill my Valerie and my Avril, and then I didn't really have that much area damage. The same time I faced Rui once more, and this time it was actually pretty friggin' close because I did manage to kill majority of his DPS, but I wasn't able to reach his Avril, and I do believe Tisafin, yeah, Tisafin as well. and his Avril and Tisafin has some pretty friggin' huge value, same as me, so if they stay alive, it's pretty much easy clear. So I think I had like 20 skeletons before like 20, 25, or 30 seconds before the match end, and the match ended like 4 seconds before, or rather, he killed the last skeleton 4 seconds before match ended. It was close to a draw, as well as it was pretty close in I guess being a total draw, because I think he killed my DPS first prior to me his. So the other fights, pretty much in majority of these, or like 50% of these, I face burst versus burst. Now burst versus burst is incredibly hard for me, or at least the stall sites that I do have are a lot stronger than my burst. And what I mean by a lot stronger is that people's burst sites take about a minute or like 50 seconds to actually bypass my stall. And that is not just one time in like 20 or 30 games. That's actually friggin' every single time. Do keep in mind they casted Raxius with the friggin' Arcanate burn. Look at what Raxius is doing with majority of the debuffs already placed. So he plays Raxius damage on them, and he plays 2 buffs on his Valerie, and I think on Avril, and they're not taking any damage. So he's gonna, or rather he spun with Rufio into my backline. I think he demolished my entire backline, because as you can see, I was close to bypassing this stuff. But his friggin' Rufio just kind of destroyed my DPS heroes, and I didn't manage to kill any of his mechs. So at 25 seconds, he started casting Avril. I think this is his second cast or third cast of Avril. And as you can see, they're not really doing that much damage. Gazelle died, I lost quite a lot of HP. And only then they started to do damage. But again, I don't think that's more than like 10% of skeletons entered invincibility, so they just got out healed outright once more. And as you can see, he cast Avril again. Skeletons 40 seconds into the battle, still high health. And I think they start to go down a lot faster, because I lost majority of my buffers, majority of my resistance reductions, all that kind of stuff. Basically, the only thing I have is my skeletons. So 45 seconds, still skeletons remaining on the stall side. 50 seconds, still remaining. 55, still remaining. 60, still, he bypassed my skeletons at about like 59 seconds. And that guy is 17 million core with a pretty decent formation, as well as heroes from what I've checked. Then I had a Rakan as well, above 16 million core. He has a friggin' green dragon, and the battle was friggin' close, because the goddamn green dragon kind of voided a lot of my DPS from my mages. So he instantly started casting. He does have Arcanate on Raxius. As you can see, these skeletons are burning. He casted it on all the skeletons, and burn does 0 damage, right? With Arcanate, I have so much magic resistance, 0 damage from Arcanate burn from Raxius. So he started, or he didn't cast, but he has the physical DPS plus magic DPS doing a ton of damage. So our research is a pretty huge difference right here. In terms of his stall side, he has Rakan archers. As you can see, I do tons of damage towards the front line, but these friggin' archers just voiding so much damage due to this green dragon. I think I had Ice Nova and one Blizzard completely voided by this green dragon, and I decided to just further cast some CC on the archers prior to casting another huge damage, I think from Avril. So 25 seconds, still a lot of skeletons are alive, right? And it's not that they are alive, right? is that they have varied types of HP, not proccing invincibility. And that is the case why you kind of raise resistances. So if an enemy is higher power than you and has a lot more damage in his burst, and as you can see, most of his DPS are literally hitting these skeletons, they're gonna destroy your stall in seconds. And with these resistances, they're proccing a very small amount of skeletons at the time for the invincibility. And I believe I bypassed his green dragon friggin' stall side stuff like that. 45 seconds in the match, still skeletons remaining, and even a couple of skeletons have not entered invincibility yet. I think like a couple of them revived, I think this one and this one revived, but still skeletons left remaining. And the dragon does have swell, I think, I'm not sure. We're gonna check, but like 1 minute still hasn't cleared the stall side, so do keep in mind that these resistances are no joke. So let's check. Yeah, he does have a swell, so it's like paired, the colors are paired with... Wait, he doesn't have the heal, the scales, the thing? So it was this one, I guess, that was pretty close. So yeah, I guess this one was proccing the friggin' swell, and the colors were mixing together. But yeah, pretty much skeletons, resistances, voiding so much damage that in the end, the numbers here can mean a lot. If they don't do enough damage, they cannot kill your skeletons in varied amounts of time. So essentially, sometimes these skeletons turn to 200 billion, 300 billion. And again, I don't have Covenant at the moment. So if I would have had Covenant, those skeletons, they wouldn't even pass them for 1 minute and friggin' 20 to 30 seconds. That's how friggin' the Covenant divine ability is powerful, with the amount of the resistances that you're able to dish out. Now again, do keep in mind you require resistances from every single feature, which I have shown in the video, I think a few days back, a part 2 in terms of making your frontline overpowered. So if you only watched the first video, do keep in mind it expired, because I have a little bit better information in that one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The frontline is pretty much the same against quite a lot of people. Even higher cores, even lower cores. I think out of 40 battles, I faced someone pretty strong and a decent formation who cleared my stall side in 35-ish seconds, 40 seconds. I think that was like close to the fastest time that my stall side was cleared. Comparing to me, fastest time I cleared somebody's stall side was like 20 seconds, right? The slowest also took about a minute, because they did have friggin' like divine covenants, all other stuff, premium artifacts as well, which also comes into play, because I do have only, I think, 3 5-star premium artifacts at the moment. So keep in mind that majority of those people I face, not all of them, but majority are pretty decent spenders. Not sure about this guy. Let's just quickly check. No, he doesn't have a skin and stuff like that. Let's see, share formation. Yeah, I don't think this guy, I'm even considering that this guy could have been a bot. But pretty much quite a few other guys that I kind of faced, they have friggin' dragon skins, they have like cores that would even seem pretty much above the average free-to-play or a non-spender. I think this one was free-to-play as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That is what I kind of made and what the changes have actually done in terms of fighting. So do let me know in the comments down below if you think this kind of resistance didn't actually improve. Because prior to this, my stall side only barely or very rarely actually survived against these kinds of cores more than 20 to like 35 seconds. So them taking to clear it like 50 seconds, 45 to like a minute, rather 45 seconds to like 60 seconds or so, it is a pretty huge change, and a pretty huge considerable like change, to the point that now my stall side is even more overpowered than my burst side, and my burst side can actually dish out some damage. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Do let me know in the comments down below what you think about my I guess skeletons. Anyways, if you wish to support me more than just watching my videos, I do have a Patreon page where if you would support me, I would be able to help you out more individually as well as I would like to thank my first Patreon, Scott. Really appreciated for the subscription. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care and stay safe out there.